All right, y'all, we're on Thanksgiving night and we're back on the Hallmark channel, aka Countdown to Christmas. At 8 p.m. Eastern last Thanksgiving, Joyful Mrs. Miracle premiered, starring one of my faves, Rachel Boston. Rachel plays Annie, aka Mrs. Miracle, and she pretends to be an estate planner that is trying to reunite three siblings, Charlotte, Henry, Benedict, when they come to deal with their grandmother, their late grandmother's estate. Their late grandmother had many wishes for them, and I think the biggest thing is for them to bond with each other. I think we see Benedict is overseas, like in England at first. These siblings have been separated. We see that Charlotte is a single mom. And so, yeah, they're all reuniting at their grandmother's estate. And Annie is taking care of all the estate planning, right? So one of the biggest issues the three siblings face is that there is one board seat available for their family company, and they need to decide who gets the board seat. Stick a pin in that. There is also a love story going on in this movie. When we first see the opening scenes, we see two young teenagers in love. It's a young Charlotte and a young Austin, which was the manor's caretaker's son. So we see them in love. They want to get married, but Austin's dad says, be for real. She comes from money. I take care of her grandmother's estate. It's never going to work. You're from two different worlds. I was instantly crushed about that. Anyway, now grown-up Charlotte is, I think, a divorced single mom and is now headed back to her grandmother's estate to meet up with her brothers and try to figure out how they can honor their late grandmother in the best way they can. Of course, these siblings have conflicts, and Mrs. Miracle does what she does best. She uses her magical powers to try to help the siblings rekindle their bond and get back into the spirit of Christmas and remember that their grandmother loved them all dearly and wanted what was best for them all. Meanwhile, Austin is still living on the estate, and sparks are flying again with Charlotte and Austin because they were each other's first love. This time we see that Austin's father has also passed. So there's no one to tell him that this love is impossible. Because it never was and it still isn't, Austin. Okay, it wasn't impossible. It was just your father thinking that he was protecting you from harm. But all he was really doing is blocking you from being with the love of your life. Anyway, Austin immediately bonds with Charlotte's son, and off they all go. Mrs. Miracle is trying to work her miracle to get this family to work together, be on the same page, fall in love with each other again, and honor their grandmother's wishes. Ultimately, they decide that the three of them should all be on the board. But Charlotte should run it, should run that particular seat. She should be the head, the chair. And that was a wonderful thing. Okay. Joyful Mrs. Miracle, it was okay. It was okay. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It was okay because it was trying to show us the spirit of Christmas. It was trying to show us that this is a time that even when you suffer a loss, the loved ones you do have, you cling together and you be a support system for each other and you try to come out on top and honor that person that has passed away. There were some cute gems here, but is it something I would rewatch again? No. But for Pascal, I believe she co-starred in Never Been Kissed last year with Tyler Hines, and I think Janelle Parrish. Baby, this is a come up for her. So, because that movie was not only unwatchable after, it was unwatchable during. So shout out to her getting herself a better movie this year because at least we could watch this one from the beginning to end. But once again, Joyful Mrs. Miracle, it was missing something to make me feel and be emotional. It was missing something for me. I don't know if you saw it, but Rachel Boston, I love you. I love everything you do. I think you embodied Mrs. Miracle perfectly. I think there was just something else in the script that just made this all fall flat. And, you know, for me, it's like I got through it, but it's not something I would tune into again. Once again, giving Joyful Mrs. Miracle a 7 out of 10.